Hi, guys. Hope you're having a great evening. This is Fred and Sheila with FS Investigates and Hatfield McCoy Museum and Adventures.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. This is going to be a different video. We're not going to be talking about the Hatfield McCoy feud or history. We're not going to be talking about who killed Trooper Edgerton. We're not going to be talking about some of the other things that we discuss sometimes. This is going to be a different conversation. During Easter, Sheila and I was discussing some things and was going through our Bibles and I got a lot of things I've kept over the years in my Bible, a little zip up thing my sister got me years ago to keep my Bible in. And I run across this paper and I wanted to read it. And some of you probably may not be interested. You can click out and go to a different one, but we just felt this would be something good to discuss because you won't know till the main end, but we got an important message at the main end. The video won't be 4 or 5 minutes long, hopefully. But would you ever consider abortion? And it's gave us 4 different scenarios here. I'm going to read them, and then we're going to go over them. And then at the end, I want to make an announcement.
Okay.
There's a preacher and his wife who are very, very poor. They already have 14 kids. Now she finds out she's pregnant with her 15th. They're living in tremendous poverty. Considering their poverty and the excessive world population, would you consider recommending she get an abortion? That's number 1. Number 2, the father is sick with the sniffles. The mother has TB. They have 4 children. The first one is blind. The second one died. Third one is deaf, and the fourth one has TB. She finds out she's pregnant again. Given the extreme situation, would you consider recommending she has an abortion? Number 3, a white man raped a 13-year-old black girl, and she's pregnant. If you were her parents, would you consider recommending that she gets an abortion? And number 4, last one. A teenage girl is pregnant. She's not married. Her fiance is not the father of the baby, and he's very upset. Would you consider recommending she get an abortion? There's a bunch more of these. In fact, you can go to Google it, and Einstein and different people throughout the years that people say their parents had thought about at one time aborting the child, and you'll see some famous people there. But if you said yes to any of these situations, in the first case, that's the one where the preacher's wife is pregnant. They're very, very poor, and they got 14 kids. If you recommended abortion there, you just killed John Wesley, one of the greatest evangelists of the 19th century.
Wow.
In the second case, that's where the father's sick, the mother has TB, one of the children's died, one's blind, another one has TB. You've just killed Beethoven. These are people that thought about doing abortions. Or
wow, that's sad.
in the third case, where the 13-year-old child, black girl, was raped by a white man, and that this was way back this would have been in the 30s or 40s probably, back during segregation and all that. You just killed Ethel Waters. Now, if y'all don't know who Ethel Waters is, that's the one that used to sing at all the Billy Graham, big, heavy set, black lady, sweetest thing in the world. And she sung at all the Billy Graham crusades. I remember as a child growing up listening to her, and always happy, and reminds me of Sheila. Got the personality of Sheila, always upbeat. And so her mother was raped and by a white guy, and she's black. But rather than aborting that child, she had her, and she turned out to be one of the greatest religious gospel singers in history. And number 4, the final case. A teenage girl's pregnant. She's not married. Her fiance is not the father of the baby, and he's upset. Would you recommend abortion? Well, if you would, you just declared the murder of Jesus Christ, because Mary and Joseph wasn't married.
Mm-mm.
She became pregnant by somebody else. Joseph was really upset until God sent his angel to tell Joseph what was going on. And that's abortion. Now, Sheila and I, as we were talking about this,
Mm-hmm.
it came to us that what if, all through life you hear people say, where's God? Somebody dies of cancer. Somebody dies of sugar. Somebody dies of some of these diseases that there's no cure for, and especially cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the cure for cancer at after all these years and all this research? And as we were talking, what if, just hypothetical, but it could have really happened.
Yeah.
What if God has actually sent a child,
Mm-hmm.
somebody has conceived a child that had the cure for cancer? It's in the mother's womb, and the mother or somebody, the father, they decide to abort the child. Could that be the reason we have never had a cure for cancer?
Could be.
There's a saying where these people were out fishing and the boat sinks, and this man, he's out there swimming around, and he's a good Christian, and he keeps telling himself, God will save me. God will save me. He keeps telling himself that.
Mm-hmm.
A guy pulls up on a boat and reaches for him, and he says, God has saved me. Go ahead. You go on. Another boat comes, and he says, go ahead. You go ahead. God's going to save me. Here comes a helicopter. You go ahead. God will save me. Well, he ends up drowning, and he goes to heaven. And when he gets to the pearly gates, he sees Jesus, and he said, Lord, what happened? I thought you would save me. And the Lord said, I sent you 2 boats and a helicopter. What more did you want?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we can't see the blessing for looking at it. Sometimes I get off on talking about other things and get so bent out of shape or something that we don't look at the good things in life. And we're going to, Sheila's always like that, but I need to get work on it more. But God may have sent a cure over all these years for cancer. He may have sent it 5 or 6 times. He may have sent it 100 times. They may just so happens every time that the child, the fetus that's implanted, that's going to cure cancer, that just happens to be the one. Because abortion seems to be as common nowadays as picking up a pack of M&Ms from the counter at the store. Just our own thought.
Yeah, that was just interesting. I like the stories that you had there that you were talking about. The people who would have been if they were aborted, we wouldn't have had them. That's really interesting.
Imagine the ones that have, Sheila.
Well, the world has lost out on.
Imagine what the world has lost out on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just from the 4 that we named there. But again, Google famous people who were almost aborted.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be a list of them. And that's the sad thing. Imagine, we don't even know what we have killed or allowed to be killed, destroyed throughout life since abortion has become so common practice and so okay with so many people. Guys, we're not on a thing here trying to be controversial.
Oh, no.
That was odd. That what if?
Right.
What if? And that people complain all the time. Where's God at? My wife died of cancer. Where's God at? My husband died. My child died. Where's the cure for cancer? Why hasn't he sent us a cure for cancer? Maybe he has. Maybe he has. Along the way, we've aborted it. Who knows? No. Sheila, you got anything, baby?
No, I just hope that everybody's doing well. We haven't got to talk to people in the last little bit.
We haven't been doing videos because the videos that seems to get the most hits is controversial videos.
Yeah.
Of course, Of course, you want the views. Of course, you want people to partake in what you're talking about. But if we have to talk about somebody or be controversial all the time, it's not good. And it's not good for our religious walk. And I'm new. I'm trying. I'm still trying.
You're doing good.
And I get off track, and then the way I get.
Everybody stumbles, baby.
Right.
Nobody's perfect, so we're good.
So, guys, thanks for joining us.
Hey, and look, it is a short one.
Catch you next time.
Bye, guys. Hope you're having a great evening. Please like, subscribe, and share. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye. God bless, by the way.
God bless.